Hey guys, what's happening? Okay, look, I promise I'm not going to start my videos like that. Hello everybody. Um, Richard Baxter here. I'm just going to do a little promo. I'm going to try and do a little VR promo for my art classes. I teach painting and drawing at the Mill in Castlemaine. Although, coming from South Australia, I like to say Castlemaine because that's the correct way to say it. Yeah, look, so I thought I'd show you around my gallery and just have a little bit of a chat about the things we do. As I look around, things are a little glitchy through the VR goggles because I lack the computer power I need. But hopefully what you're seeing on the screen I think is okay, like I should be moving forward a little faster than this, but we'll get there. Okay, so look, this is some of my work. This is a portrait I did of my son, so we can zoom up fairly close here, and I should be able to, pull that up and around like that. Now, don't be put off by this kind of stuff if you're a beginner. I teach a lot of total beginners in my classes, and you might be surprised and you might not believe it, but a lot of my total beginners quite quickly end up doing stuff like this because I'm able to take you through step by step, nice and slow, nice and easy. You don't have to do stuff like this, but if you do, I talk a lot about soft edges. See these soft edges here? I'm myself in my own work, I'm pretty fanatical about soft edges. And that harks back to my painting teacher decades ago, who also drummed it into me. But we don't have to do that, of course. We can do a lot of different things. In my classes, I talk a lot about layering. Now, here's a really good example down here. How do I get down? There we go. These grasses. Now, I'll just pull this a little closer. When I started this grass, I used a rubber brush. And by putting the paint on really thinly, I could scrape through it with a rubber brush, revealing a lighter layer underneath. And that's a really instinctive and fun and quick way to start doing grass. Now that was my initial layer, which I think you can still see bits if I can sort of just move this over this way. Aha! Just in here. I don't know if you can see this well enough on your screen, but just in here, you can see the early days of when I was scratching around with a rubber brush in really, really thin paint. But then over the top of that, I have layered and layered and layered many, many layers of paint. So I talk about layering a lot. You do not need to do layering. It's just one of the many, many, many techniques we can employ in our painting and drawing. You don't even have to do figurative, of course. This is all sort of semi-realistic work. But you do not have to do that. Some examples of me not doing that kind of thing might be over here. Look, I'm still getting the hang of these controls. So with this piece, I've layered on the paint really, really thick. I've trowed it on with the palette knife. And I have done something called glazing over the top, which can enriches the color. And obviously here I've piled on the paint with a palette knife, which is a lot of fun. But I'm not always advocating for realism whatsoever. You can do what you like. I do have students chucking paint on, literally throwing it, sometimes dripping. We use sandpaper, we scrape, all kinds of things. Here's when I'm being a little more cartoony and free. I love my texture, as you can see here. I love texture, no matter what I'm doing. So anyway, don't be put off if you're a beginner and think, I could never do that. Well, I don't really believe in that. I believe everything's possible if you take it slowly and you have a good teacher. Here's a fairly real work of mine. Realistic, reasonably so. You can see I've even done the individual little bits of dust here. I was quite pleased with the light in this one, of course. We talk about light in my classes a lot. We talk about perspective, form, color, proportion, a lot of stuff. And you can start when you want, and you can start where you want. You can start at your own level. You can start with your own subject matter, because I teach everybody individually. With this flying house, I did this one many years ago now, but I pretty much reconstructed this house board by board, exactly as it was where I saw it. But just to show up close, I am really obsessive with soft edges. Really obsessive. As part of my personality, I'm really quite happy being obsessed over very small things for long periods of time. But maybe we won't go into that. But it does help me. It does give me some patience. What else could I show you? Portraits, of course. We'll come over here. I did a portrait of local scientist Lynn Kelly. Now, we'll talk about portraits if you want to do them. I think a very good way to start a portrait is to try and break the face down into large shapes before you start, thinking in terms of spheres and cylinders and cubes and things like that, to try and get the big picture before you start on any of the detail. Yeah, Lynn's an amazing character. You should look her up. Lynn Kelly. She's a science writer. She's written amazing books on memory systems, particularly, but also on spiders. She's a spider expert, and as you can see, she's got a lot of spider jewelry. She loves spiders. I don't, but each to their own. So, what else can I show you? Go around the corner here. Light. We talk about light. Now, when I did this painting, I did use a photograph of one of these things, these signs, light up signs, but it didn't have the ground wasn't lit up like that. I had to make that up. So we talk about lighting a lot. Light's very important. Light and dark. We talk about the tonal value of paint and color. The difference between value and color, very, very important. Here's that softness again. You see soft edges everywhere. It's going to get you a long way. But this one has a lot of texture in it too. With this painting, I actually started a little more realistically, particularly the sky. But then right at the end, it just looked too nice, and so I overlaid that sky with some grungy texture over the top, the same way you might do it in Photoshop, but with paint. And yeah, sometimes I do like a bit of cartooning as well, like that. Anyway, so this is my little gallery, and my little virtual gallery, which is struggling at the moment. But yeah, come along to classes. You can do drawing. You can do anything you want. You can start with abstracts, absolutely anything, and I will do my best to try and help you realize whatever project, goal, or aim you have. So, hopefully, see you soon.